Hello and welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Kathy Griffiths. And if you're waiting for anyone else, you're going to be sorely disappointed because it's just me on my Todd today. We've had a little bit of a disaster. Stevie's gone on holiday and Martin, who was going to do all the IT wizardry for us, well, his car broke down on the way to the studio. So we're having a little bit of a change of plan. It's just me saying hello and then lucky for us, so lucky for us, the wonderful Stevie Day and his daughter Megan did a little bit of podcast work of their own last week. A little bit of daughter and dad chat, which is absolutely delightful, and he left it with us as a gift. So we're going to play you that. Listen in, enjoy it. It's just something really special to listen to, and I'll speak to you when you've listened to them. Okay, see you in a mo.
So I didn't want to leave the team with nothing to talk about, and normally I'm in for a cultural thing because that's the kind of person I am. But here I am, at home, having a few days off, so I thought, well, I don't have a studio. I've got a mic. So let's grab my 14-year-old daughter Megan, hide under a duvet to dampen the sound, and let's see what the youth's perspective is on something to do on a weekend. Hello, Megan.
Hello, Dad. You also forgot that the microphone is currently in my shoe. It's a very, very high-tech operation we have here.
High-tech studio recording.
Well, I mean, there's lots of different stuff you can do. I've certainly been trying a lot of new things. So baking has been a really big thing for me. I've done a lot of stuff I wouldn't normally bake. So I've done like donuts. I can't even remember what I've done now. I've also, and this is something I definitely recommend, is board games. With relatives or friends over FaceTime, as you can't meet up just now. I actually did it with my cousin in London and we played Monopoly, which is very simple online.
How does that work, Megan? Do explain the technicalities of playing Monopoly online.
Well, it's quite simple. So you both have Monopoly boards and then obviously the right amount of money. And if someone buys a property, you just kind of put it to the side a wee bit so you can like trade properties and that. And obviously you just get the right amount of money. One of the big things is that we had to kind of work out was rent on properties. What you just do there is you put the right amount of money into the bank and then they take out that amount of money from their bank. It's really fun. It was actually quite fun. Did you not enjoy that, Dad?
Well, I played for a wee while, didn't I? There was a lot of trust involved, wasn't there?
But we're all good, honest people. You know, it's your niece and your daughter. Do you not trust us, Dad?
I'm sure I do on some level.
Yeah, Netflix is also very good at the moment. I've certainly been watching a lot of it.
What kind of series have you been following?
Oh,
what would you recommend to people?
I would definitely recommend Brooklyn Nine-Nine for like teenagers and older because it's not really a family thing. But I've also been watching other fun stuff like Friends, mostly comedy shows I stick to because at this time I kind of feel it's a bit easier to laugh than be like very concentrated on stuff. Also, a very prominent thing at the moment is the Black Lives Matter movement, which I'm sure everyone's heard about. And Netflix, I don't know if this is just in America, but they are making a Black Lives Matter section with loads of documentaries and programmes. But I definitely say that during lockdown it'd be really good to educate yourself on the Black Lives Matter movement. So there's a documentary called 13th on Netflix. There's also lots of ways you can educate yourself on the Black Lives Matter movement. So there's loads of YouTube videos and there's some specific ones that if you watch, all the money from the views goes to the Black Lives Matter movement and charities and stuff. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Another really big one for me is musicals. I've started listening. I'm a big musical theatre fan.
Odd that, isn't it? In our family. I mean, who would have thought that with your father? Musicals.
Very peculiar, I know.
And your mother, musicals.
And
Where did that come from?
I must have plucked it out of thin air one day. Just pop, singing, dancing here. And as previously mentioned on the podcast, on July 3rd, which I think is 3 weeks away now, the musical Hamilton, with its original cast, is coming out July 3rd. So I'm definitely going to be watching that on Disney Plus when it comes out. I recommend all of you do as well. I've also been listening to a lot of new musicals as well, so I was listening to Mean Girls and then revisiting my old favourites like Dear Evan Hansen and Wicked. Something else I'd quite like to do this weekend, and I think everyone else can do as well, is a movie marathon of your favourite films.
Ooh! Star Trek 1 to 6 of the original series, and then the Next Generation series, and then the reboot.
So,
How about that? How about that? Does that sound good?
none of you may know this, but my dad is a massive Star Trek fan.
It's never come up in the podcast before.
And never. Yeah, that's why I use the sarcastic voice. And I like Star Trek as well, but I haven't watched it in a while. And whenever I say, oh, I'm looking for a new series to watch, he starts humming the Star Trek Voyager theme tune.
I think it's something that... I mean, you know something? Something like Star Trek Voyager, lots of people your age don't even know it exists. They maybe know about Star Trek. And I think it's one of these series. It is a bit like things you're discovering on Netflix. That really good stories, really good characters. And I reckon, bear with me, it's worth a go.
Well, I will definitely give that a try, but if there's anyone my age listening to this, I would definitely recommend some of these oldies in inverted commas shows. So I'm definitely into shows like Dad's Army and MASH and Fawlty Towers. And I always make the comment, I doubt many people my age will be watching this stuff. But I really do recommend it. It's quite old humour, but it's incredibly... Dad's Army especially. It's incredibly funny.
Maggie, as a first attempt to find something to do on a lockdown weekend, I think this has worked not too bad.
I think it's worked very well.
I'm not sure about the duvet. I mean, it probably makes it all sound better, but maybe we'll find something more high-tech for next week.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
But I think we probably better hand back to the regular crew. So, for this week, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, thanks, Steevie and Megan. Thanks for sharing that with us. So glad you did. Okay, folks, well, that's it for this week. Our slightly different and amended something for the weekend. But whatever you're doing this weekend, make it a good one. Enjoy yourselves and stay safe. Here at the Open Times, we're always happy to hear from you. Share your stories, share your pictures with us. You can get in touch with us by calling 01631 568000. Email us at editor@obantimes.co.uk or message us on Facebook. You can pick up copies of your OT in the supermarkets, petrol stations and newsagents. And of course, you can read all of our stories free online at the moment during the coronavirus crisis. You can also get our fabulous page-turning digital edition of the OT by subscribing for £4.80 for just 3 months. So there you go. Have a great weekend. And all of us, hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, will be back next week as normal. Catch up with you then. Bye bye.